Hey guys, how's it going? Brian from Brian Boas here. Today is 105 days after the post-ovulation shed for my Crawl Cay female, which of course is her due date, and I just checked on her and she's given birth. So I'm going to go in there and hopefully I can get some live action shots so you guys can see how boas give birth. Right now it looks like there's a few babies born already, and you can see something's coming out. There's one coming out right now. You can see the amniotic sac, that round yellowish looking structure with some blood vessels coming out of her cloaca, so that contains a baby. She must have just started because I was in here about 10 minutes ago checking on her and she hadn't given birth yet. And let's see, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like there's about 6 so far. Cute little guys. You can see she's kind of waving her tail. Usually when they're giving birth, their body kind of waves back and forth, and you see this wave going down their abdomen, and then they kind of squeeze out a baby. There's usually a minute or two between babies. Looks like here comes another one. Okay, I think it's coming out now. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to give this, I'm going to give her a little, some goo in there too. Okay, so I'm going to give her some privacy now. I usually don't like interrupting them during birth, but hopefully that you got to see the birthing process, and we'll come check on her maybe in an hour or so, see how things are going. So it's been about an hour and a half, and it looks like she's all done giving birth. So I'm going to go ahead and check out the litter and take out the mother. See the babies there. Just do a shot. It looks like she kind of went away. She's sitting away from the babies. She was kind of still right after they were born. Sometimes the mothers kind of go interact with the babies, but she seems a little standoffish. So she's probably really tired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully remove the mama boa. And I think she might be a little nippy. So I'm going to use this pillowcase just, oh, she's quite nippy. So I'm going to see if I can just grab her real quickly here. She's a little hissy. Don't blame her after all she's been through. Say bye to your babies. She looks pretty deflated. A lot thinner than she was before, that's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and put her in some lukewarm water to get that smell of the babies off of her. So right now I have her in a 56 quart Sterilite tub. She's just soaking in some warm water, about 85 to 90 or so, just to take off the smell of the babies and hopefully calm her down a bit. And she'll soak for about an hour or so while I'm checking out the babies and getting them set up. Now I'm going to take out the babies, and I see there's a few still in their amniotic sacs, so I'm just real gently going to remove them in the sacs. You see some of them are out. Looks like we have one slug there. I don't see any other slugs, which is a good thing. Okay, here's a baby. This guy's out. Okay, here's another little squirmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the ones that are out of the sacs, and then I'm just going to take the whole corrugated cardboard substrate and kind of trim it away and remove them still in the cardboard substrate to my holding tub. So there's the whole litter right there, and you can see I just tore away most of the corrugated cardboard. So this way I'm just going to scoop them out in the corrugated cardboard, and it will be easier to transfer them without damaging any of the amniotic sacs. I went ahead and transferred them on that corrugated cardboard to the 58 quart Sterilite tub, and several more of them came out of the amniotic sacs. I don't know the count yet. It looks like about 10 babies. Unfortunately, there were a couple that were stillborn, and there was one slug. This is the slug right here. Just an unfertilized embryo. And then you can see, unfortunately, this guy looks like he didn't develop normally. Not quite sure why. And there's another stillborn right here. But I think the rest look like they're pretty good and healthy. So it looks like most of them are out of the amniotic sacs. Incidentally, you can see the umbilical cords as well, which will slowly detach. And the rest look like they're pretty good, healthy babies. So that's one looks like it's striped, which is kind of cool. You see that sometimes in the Crawl Cay Boas. So I just did the head count, and it looks like we got 13 beautiful live babies, a baker's dozen. So pardon my language, but I'm pretty fucking thrilled right now. This is really what it all boils down to. All the hard work, all the cage cleaning, all the years and years of sacrifice, and it's definitely worth it. It's like being a kid on Christmas morning, seeing all these beautiful little babies. See some real stunners in there, some stripe patterns. One almost has this jungly looking pattern. So real beautiful animals. So really happy with this litter. So I wanted to also show you, these are a couple stillborns, which is definitely heartbreaking. Not quite sure why this happens. It just happens sometimes with boas. You can see one slug as well, one unfertilized embryo. And so I'm going to take these unfortunate little ones out to the garden and give them a proper burial. But really happy with these babies, and I'm just gonna, you can see all that goo, the great smell of boa goo. Nothing like the smell of the boa goo. Look at this striped one, that's really cool. So I'm gonna give them a few hours to chill out, and then I'm gonna check on them and clean them up in a few hours. So I went ahead and cleaned the cage of the mother boa real thoroughly, get rid of all that boa goo smell, and gave her a soak. And now I'm just going to put her back in. She looks like she's a little deflated, but not looking too bad. And we'll give her some time to just rest and recover. And I'll go ahead and I'll feed her tomorrow a meal that's slightly smaller than her normal size meal. And then probably I'll feed her a little more often than normal, and she should be back to her normal size within the next few months. So it's been a few hours, just going to check on these little guys and going to get them in a clean tub. You can see they're all kind of hanging out there in the corner, and you can see the remnants of the birth. But we'll get them in a clean tub, get them some fresh paper towels. Okay, I changed the paper towels. I managed to count them again, and first time I got 12, and then I got 13 the second time, so either 12 or 13 babies here. There's a couple that have a kind of a stripe pattern that's kind of cool, and one that looks almost jungly with these kind of blotched saddles. So I look forward to when these guys shed, so that I can see how they look and hopefully get some pictures after they clean up a bit. And I'm just going to leave them with the paper towels as a substrate on a heat mat set to maintain about 90 degrees for the hot spot for half of the enclosure. And they'll just stay here for about a week or so until they're ready to shed and go to their own separate tubs. But some real cool animals. I can't really pick any out because they're just kind of all over the place right now, but I did see some really cool looking patterns on these guys. So I thought I'd end the video by showing you the father of the litter. This guy is a 7-year-old Crawl Cay Boa. You can see how small he is, maybe 4 feet. And this one got some really beautiful silvery colors. Actually just shed, and he looks particularly stunning. You can see he's got a striped tail. And I really like this boa. He's just got this really cool, kind of laid back personality, but you know, he's holding on pretty tight, but not too tight, you know, if you know what I mean. Kind of the perfect balance. This guy was bred by my good friend Michael Beach, and I actually got him about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and he didn't unfortunately breed for me last year, but this year he did. So I always gotta try again if you don't succeed the first time. As you know, there's never anything guaranteed when breeding boas. So I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy your boas.